Yeah, so recently I embarked on the trip, and while I was in the plane, I just decided to read this particular book I bought by Femi Otedola, Making It Big. This book is actually a game changer. I can tell you. I read a lot of books, and I can tell you this particular book, I was stuck in it for the longest, right? I was so buried in it that I forgot every other thing that I wanted to do as at that time. Because number one, the book is relatable. It looks like a big brother trying to talk to you about your current journey. Something that he has gone through, and he's trying to more like refresh your memory um, from his own perspective. So it looked like this thing you're talking about, talking about the ideas he had about how he just wanted to do something. He came from the family of wealth. Everybody knows that. And I think that's where a lot of people actually focus on that. There's nothing you can talk about wealth that really makes sense. And I feel like a lot of people are getting that wrong anyways, because entrepreneurship does not really, 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 really matter about your background. Because even if you have the resources and all that, there are still some phases that you have to go through just because you're an entrepreneur. You understand? So it's just that you have an opportunity to have access to resources. You may not have access to the mentorship that is required, because resources can actually go zero without mentorship, right? Without the right mentorship, without the right guidance. Because he actually went to that point that he got the best of resources, in terms of finances and all that, and the business still went zero. Like, it still went belly up because of not knowing the right set of things to do. And I can tell you, like I said, it's relatable, because some of us, we are currently on that journey, trying to figure out a lot of things, trusting God for how we're going to pull out of a lot of things. And it looks like you are just on a crazy journey. A lot of people are misunderstanding you. They really don't know what you're doing. It looks like this guy, you're not straightforward. It looks like you wake up today and there's something else on your table, and you're trying as much as possible to should I call it, to get the best out of this particular journey, but it just looks like everybody does not understand it. Like, it looks like you're wasting your time. So it's relatable, like I said, like your big brother trying to say something to you. And number two about it is that there's a lot of lessons to learn from that particular book. The lessons about relationship, right? I can tell you, at every junction, at every point in his life, he had the best approach to relationship. I won't say the best, but let's just say he had a very good approach to relationship. Is one thing that he got right. Even in his lowest state, relationship were the ones that actually bailed him out. And number three is that he was so audacious with his vision. So that's one thing that I really think I personally I'm going to take out of that book. That shameless audacity. Being audacious about something that it looks like around you, everybody thinks that you're crazy. Like, are you sure this thing is going to work? And you feel like, okay, we're doing this 1,000 times again, and it looks like this has never been done before. You should just scrap it and just find something else to do. And you still stick to it, like this thing is going to be done, because it's something you've seen inside of you. And you wake up one day, you feel like, I can get this thing to a better shape. And you start making sure that you're doing it. That audacity is there. So he has that sense of, being bold with the vision. And the third one is obviously what everybody knows because of his kind of journey, which is resilience. Ability to stick to it, even if it looks like this thing is going to fail tomorrow morning. In fact, it's already failing, but there is a mindset of a quitter. There's a mindset of a winner. You understand? There's somebody that, regardless of even the reality is that this thing is failing already, there's a way you can just change trajectory, and at the same time you still win at that thing, or you just more like slightly change your approach, you still win, but you don't give up. It's just the attitude of a winner. So he's one person that is very resilient. If you're bent on winning, you have to win always, right? He's somebody that he wins at everything. And I think it's a mindset. It's something that should be cultivated, and it's something that I took out of the book. So I said, first, the three things, at least to the point that I've read it to, the three things that I've noticed is one, the value of relationship. Like, relationship, being intentional about relationship, because people you show up for today, they're going to show up for you tomorrow. And number two is being audacious with your vision, right? You don't need to be, trying to hide, trying to find a way to talk about it. Talk about it the way it is. Let everybody around you know that you're so passionate about this vision and this is what you want to do. And the third one is that you have to be strong at it, even if it gets to the lowest of low, which we don't pray for it to get to. Are you sure you're going to defend that vision, or are you just going to run away from it and all?